Hello everyone. In this video, I will be covering one of the PySpark interview question that is being asked in a ITC Limited interview recently. Given us two data frames, players data frame and the countries data frame. We can see here we have a player names associated with their country. Sachin associated with the India and their runs, and you can see number of 50s and number of hundreds. Now, if you see the expected output, so what we required is we require the player names and their respective country. So here we have short form IND-AUS WI. So if you join these short forms with the country's data frame, you'll get the full country name. So that we'll get an output. Along with that, we should also get a runs in the output. So runs we have already available here. Now we also need to get a sum here. So sum in the sense 50s plus hundreds total sum we need to get. Okay. Now 93 plus 49 total 142. Okay. And similarly 66 plus 31 it is a 97. So we need to get the sum of 50s plus 100 in the sum column, and we need to filter only those records whose sum is greater than 90. Now out of all these records, Sachin, Rahul and Ricky, so these three players is having a sum of 50s plus hundreds is greater than 90. So for other players, you can see here 45 plus 21. So it is 66, which is less than 90. And similarly here for this record 43 plus 5, 48, which is also less than 90. So this kind of records we need to ignore. Okay. Now, so to achieve this scenario, so what first I will do is I will split the player names. I will separate the player name and a country short form. Will take only player name. And after extracting this, we'll also split these 50s and 100s separately. After splitting this separately, we'll do a sum on top of it. We can find out a sum, and then we can apply filter on it. So whose total is greater than 100. Once we got this output, we'll join in with the countries table to get the country information as well. Okay. So let's look into PySpark query, how we can write a PySpark query for this. As you can see here, players df.display. This is data frame which contains a players information. We have player names, runs, 50s and hundreds. All this information is available. And similarly, we have a countries data frame. We can see countries df. So we have a shortcut name along with the country full name. Okay. So to start with, I will be using a players data frame. On top of players data frame, okay, I will be using a WithColumn function to get a new column name as a player name. So we'll be extracting only player name. Okay. So let's take this data frame. I will be using here a WithColumn transformation to get the player name first. Okay, so the new column name will be giving as a player name. Okay, now how will be getting a player name? So if we split the player Sachin and India separately, we'll get a player name. So for that, we can use a function called split here. Okay, so inside the split, we'll be giving a player column. Okay, so we will be splitting this column based on the hyphen we're having. So if we split based on the hyphen, so player name and country shortcut will be separated. So let's split based on hyphen. Okay, so this will be splitted into two items. First item is player name. Second item is a country shortcut. Okay, player name, country shortcut. Now out of this result, I just want to get only player name. So I will be giving here, get the first item. So we can give index position, right? So index position, I can give 0. Okay, so let's run this query and test it out. What is the output we'll get? Maybe I will be giving a new data frame here. And run this one. Okay, now you can see this is the data frame we are having. Out of this data frame, we extracted only player name. After splitting player name and country shortcut, we just taken the first item. So the index position 0 is all the player names. Okay, so in case if you want the country details as well, country shortcut, so same formula we can use. We can use the same formula and we can get here the index position, the next index position means all the country shortcut. For that, we can give a new name as a SRT. So if we execute this now see here, along with the player name, we also got a SRT shortcut. Okay. So in this way, the player, the information of the player, we have split it into two columns. One is the player name, other one is the SRT. So all the player names are now available here and the SRT is available here. The same thing we can do for 50s and 100s. So we can separate 50s separately and 100s separately. So let's execute this query now. Now you can see similarly we are using a two with columns. So to separate 50s and 100s. Now you can see the separator we have here is the forward slash. So I separated based on the forward slash and taking the first item as a 50s and second item as a 100. So once we get all the information, and if you want to get only few required columns, so we can using a select statement by using a select command, we can select only required columns. Okay, so maybe I'll be selecting only the required columns, that is a player name, right? And runs. We also need 50s and 100s, right? Along with the SRT. So all this information will take. Let's display this now. Now see, out of all this information, so we got only the required thing. Player name we got, runs we got, SRT we got a 50 separately, 100 separately. Now if I do sum on top of these two, I will get the total number of 50s and 100s in a single output. Okay, so let's do that as well. Maybe I'll be using a new command for that. Okay, so let's do a sum on it. So I can use a addition. I'll be using again with column here to get a new column that is called sum. Now what is the sum I'm doing here? I'm doing a sum on 50s plus 100s column. Okay, so I will be using here column that is 50s plus 100s, right? So we need to import a column here. So to import a column, we can use a pyspark functions. All right. So with this, we can find out the total of 50s plus 100. So 93 plus 49, 60, 66 plus 31, 45 plus 21. So all this data will get here. So let's display this. Now you can see 93 plus 49, 142, 66 plus 31, 97, 45 plus 21, 60, and so on. Okay. So we got the sum. Now what we need to do is we can apply filter. So whose total sum is greater than or equal to 90. We want only those player names. Okay. So the player with the 66 total, 48, 86, we don't want to get that in an output. So simply we can do filter condition here. We can apply filter here. The sum is greater than or equal to 90. Okay. Now let's display this one. Now see here, out of all those players, there are only 3 players whose sum is greater than or equal to 90. So we got a 3 records for that. Okay. Now out of all these records, if you want to get only few columns like player name, SRT runs, and sum, we can again use here select statement. Okay. Similarly, what we have done before, the same thing we can do here. So I want player name, runs, SRT, and this time I want sum. That is enough. Now display this one. All right. So we got a player name runs SRT sum. Okay. Now I just want one more thing. That is a full form of the country. So IND means what? AUS means what? So to get this information, we have a country's data frame already available. So if I join this country's data frame with the SRT, I can get that information as well. So let's do that as well. So this is my data frame, which is holding the result. So maybe I will be giving that here. Maybe I will give this data frame name as a final. So we'll be joining this with country's data frame. Okay. So based on what? Based on a SRT column. Okay. So I will be performing here in join. That's it. So this is the join we can do and display the final output here. Okay. Now you can see we got player name, runs, there's sum, and we can get also country details. Now if you don't want to get a SRT column in the output, if you want to get only country column, so we can use a select transformation again and bring only the required information. Right. So now on top of this, we can use a select and give player name runs instead of SRT, we can give country here. On display it. Okay, so in this way, we can get a player name, a runs, a country name, and so. Okay, I hope you like the video. Thanks for watching. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel for more such intro questions and answers.